It's from a Jordan Vorder realtor, Washington State. Content was uploaded a year ago. It just happened to come up on my YouTube feed. And it's a tour of Pullman, Washington State when it was warmer. If you're watching this live stream, I prefer not to have anything negative put in the chat due to the fact that this is a serene tour of the town. I prefer you just keep your thoughts to yourself during this live stream. I'm bringing this for the obvious reasons because a certain person traveled this road at some point for a few months in their studies at the university, and I wanted to show the beauty of Pullman, Washington, because the United States is a beautiful country. There are a lot of places far and in between. You really don't have to leave the United States to find greatness, great architecture, farmland, skyscrapers. So I want to play this to show there's some beauty in this Pullman, Washington, something positive. The next tour I will give will be of Moscow, Idaho, if I can find adequate content. But I prefer nothing negative in the chat pertaining to the case. I just want you to watch the tour from this Jordan Vorder, a realtor. You can process your thoughts to yourself. This is a positive stream. Thank you very much. If you'd like to donate to this network, $Beganji129 Cash App. Thank you for your time. It has music playing, but I will not play it so there won't be any copyright claims to the video. But we can talk about the scenery. And that's the only reason why I'm leaving the chat open, is to talk about the scenery only, nothing else. So I'm going to warn you now, any negative comments pertaining to the case, you will be blocked, because this is a positive stream to show the beauty of this town. And that's why I'm showing it. All right, let's start. This is a beautiful state, Washington. I've always heard how beautiful it is, Washington, Oregon. And the one thing I've noticed about the two states are the trees. I call them Christmas trees. They're gorgeous. See, there's some beauty in the world, despite all the madness and mayhem that goes on in the world. There is beauty in the world, and these are the things that we should focus on. It's the beauty of the land, the earth. We were put here for a reason, and it's the little things that we should cherish, such as taking a day drive. When I was a child growing up, my father would take me on drives through the city of Chicago and the suburbs. And even when I moved to Tennessee, when I would go back to the city, living or visiting, he and his wife would take me and some of her relatives. We would go on drives out in the suburbs to different places. I believe we went to an apple farm in Indiana, a resort somewhere in Illinois. Very nice places. I have traveled with my father as a child and as an adult. I've trailed with him to Middle Tennessee to visit family for Thanksgiving. And this is when you have time to think and learn something new, something you haven't seen, somewhere you've never been. And those are the things I've enjoyed in my own life with my father and myself. I am a visual person. That's why I'm showing you this video. I like to look at pictures. I like looking at videos. And one thing I've learned about life is you can learn more if you're out and about. Now, there are people who are immobile, can't get out, can't travel, or choose not to. So these videos will be perfect for these type of people who may not want to travel by plane or train or car, but they can watch these videos and enjoy the scenery right here in the United States. And this is a great video of Pullman, Washington, and Washington State University. As I said, I'm playing this video for positive feedback only. There will be no discussion of anything negative or nefarious during this live stream. I wanted to show the beauty of Pullman, Washington, the state itself, to show you the vast land, new structures, old structures, the university, for the obvious reason, to show that there was some good. There is some good in this town. There you have it, Washington State University. Very beautiful campus. All the buildings are similar in color. As you can see, tree-lined streets, very clean. No litter, trash, nobody hanging about. I don't know what day he took this tour, but this is a beautiful campus, a beautiful area. The town has about 46,000 in population. So it has about 20,000 more than Moscow, Idaho, for those who are curious. This is a gorgeous place. So you see some of the buildings. It's hard filming with this smaller device because my TV is rather large. So I'll try to give you a visual of all the buildings as he's taking this tour. It's a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully one day I'll be able to visit the Pacific Northwest. Maybe not live as I wanted to many years ago. I wanted to live in California. If I ever got a lump sum of money, I would possibly buy a place in California. California, Georgia, those are my two top places. Welcome to the vault. Thank you for your time. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Please be safe. Blessings to all of you. Happy New Year once again to the viewing audience and the chat. Sunday will be my birthday, January 29th. The Queen will turn 52 years of age. Amen. God is good. Glad to see another week. Hopefully I will see Sunday. No, it's beautiful. I don't know if he took this tour on a Sunday. That's probably the best day to take a tour such as this, when there's not a lot of traffic on the streets and traffic on the campus. So I would assume this is probably a Sunday drive. That's usually the best day to take drives when there's not a lot of people on the road traveling. And as you see, you don't see any students walking about. So he either took this tour when school was out of session or probably a Sunday. It's a great tour. Please check out his channel. It came up in my feed. Jordan Vordenbruggen, a realtor. If you're in that general area looking for a house or home, maybe he can help you out. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, this is beautiful. This is a great tour. Very, very nice, clean town. As you can see, older places, such as these houses here, you can tell they're much older. The structures, the buildings. Got a lot of, I forgot what you call that. Swedish look to the old buildings. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Swedish looking structures. See, there's a lot of beauty in America. I live in a very green state. This is a very green state. So we are filled with trees. And it's hilly here, as most of you know here in East Tennessee. It's very hilly. It doesn't flatten out until you get to Middle Tennessee, which would be the Nashville area. Now, all the way down from Nashville to Memphis, Tennessee, it's flat. And it flattens all the way out to the other neighboring states, such as, Mississippi, Arkansas, Mississippi, so on and so forth. This content is from 1 year ago. This is the time that you want to see what a city looks like and a town, what it looks like. When there are trees and you can revere in the beauty of the land. It's hard to dissect a place when it's cold and there are no leaves on the trees and everything's cloudy. This is when you really want to see what a city and town looks like, when it is spring, summer, fall, and you can see the foliage. As you see, the trees are full bloom. I do not know the month that he made this, but it's a year ago, so you use your discretion. But he is a realtor, Jordan Vordenbruggen. Thank you so much. Yes. Please do not mention anything negative in the chat. There's a reason why I'm showing this video. This video is for positive reinforcement under the circumstances. I wanted to show Pullman in a positive light when it was warm and trees are full bloom, and you get to see the sights of this town. Naturally, if you follow my content, you will know why I'm showing this video, so we do not have to go into any type of discussions pertaining to any nefarious deeds. This is a positive live stream. Thank you for your time. One person I've seen so far walking. It's got a backpack. This is a beautiful place, Washington State. And you can see for miles. That's the best thing about living in a place where it's flat. You can see everything. It's not like here in Tennessee, everything's obstructed by trees, and even now going down the street from my house, there's a tree that's probably similar to one of these trees. It's still full. You can't even see the street sign, even in winter, and it's easy for people to pass the street if they were looking for it, unless you have, your Google Maps on it, tell you when to turn. But here it's just, the trees are different naturally because this is a different part of the United States. So our trees will be more, what I would say limber. The leaves, the branches are limber. So they can cover up, stop signs, street signs. But this is a gorgeous place. And this is a wheat state. For those who did not know, it produces the most wheat in the United States. No, not Washington, I believe that's Idaho. Idaho or Washington, whatever, I forgot. But you can still see, this is farmland. It's a lot of farmland. I believe it said Idaho produces the wheat, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Amy. Thank you all for joining me this Sunday evening. Hope you all are well. I'm prayers for Monterey Park, California. A lot of people perished at a party function So we will pray for those said people. This place is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I have seen so many movies naturally filmed in Washington State, Oregon. Lifetime over the years tends, they like filming a lot of their movies in Oregon and Washington. And I got to know both states just from watching the movies. And how I knew it was Washington or Oregon, I'd look at the trees and I'd say, oh, that's Washington, that's Oregon. And that's amazing how you can watch something, never have been there, such as these trees to the right, as you see. Those are famous trees in both states. You can look at a video, a movie, and say, oh, wow, I know where this is. This is Washington. This is Oregon. They both have the similar trees. I call them Christmas trees. I don't see a lot of trees like that here. I probably see a few. I think there's one down the street that's similar to those Christmas trees. But this is a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. The sun is bright. The sky is blue. As you see, the streets are clean on these tours that he's taking us on. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah, they're evergreens. I couldn't remember the name of the trees, but I know they remind me of Christmas trees. And that's why I love watching any type of commentary in Oregon or Washington, but just for the trees, because I love the foliage. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I love it that you can see everything. As I said, here in my state, if you were driving in a residential area such as this, the trees would not look like this. They would be fuller trees. And naturally, as you see in the background, I don't know if that's weed or not, but it won't look like that. It's going to be fully dense. There'll be no openness such as that. It'll be just trees and trees and trees and trees and green foliage. Oh, I'm sure they do smell nice. Evergreen trees. But this is still beautiful. I know a lot of people don't care for flat places. Many people have moved here from all over the United States. As most of you know, a lot of people have moved here to Tennessee from California to the Nashville area for economic reasons. And it's flatter there in Nashville. So people who probably lived in the flatter parts of California, Southern California, they would appreciate that in the Nashville area. But here in East Tennessee, it's hilly and it's mountainous. And it takes some getting used to, especially in wet weather and when it snows. And we're expected to get a little snow this week. So it's navigating is very difficult because you can do a lot of damage driving here when it's wet and when it snows, especially when the ice is over. It's very dangerous. And a lot of people live up steep hills. They have long driveways. And if it's asphalt, not gravel, it's very dangerous. But I'm really enjoying this tour. I was watching this while I was eating dinner tonight, and I said, I'm going to share this with the chat. Something positive, something enlightening. And someone in the chat asked the other day, what are my hobbies? And this is one of my hobbies. I like watching videos of places to travel. You will see that I posted in the early AM sites and tours of New Orleans. Okay, he's come down to a dead end now. He's riding around trying to show us the sights. But yes, please check out my community board for New Orleans tours. I've got a few things on there to show you the bridge that collapsed during Katrina. Also, the hospital, very grand hospital. It's vacant now. I can't believe they built a building that big so many moons ago. But it's they have a newer hospital in its place, I think across town. This is an elementary school. Very nice looking school. Very swank. You're welcome, Angie. Thanks for joining me. It's a very festive looking building for children. Right across the street from a development so the kids can literally walk across the street to their school. If anyone's buying a home, building a home here with children, this is a newer construction. It's probably built up by now because this content is from a year ago. I would suspect they have more houses built by now. But it's nice to have a school right across the street. You don't have to burn gas. Good exercise, walk your kid to school. But I'm sure we are in a society where many people will say, that's okay, I'm still gonna drive. We'll drive my baby to school, we're not gonna walk. But as you see, this is a little incline going up. And you heard Nancy Grace talk about that during the certain content, that it is windy when they took that certain tour on a road in Idaho. So I would assume Washington, Idaho, they're similar as far as the terrain. But as you see, this is a nice little incline to walk up. New construction at that time. And all praise to God for those who can afford a new house. Amen. So you never really know what's out there in the world until you, one, travel. People come back and share stories, pictures with you, videos, and naturally finding content on the internet, such as YouTube, to watch different places in the world. And please check out those foot tours of New Orleans because they travel to other places as well. Chicago, Philadelphia, London, and abroad. So please check out that on my community board and subscribe to their channel, the foot tours, because they do not just travel in the United States, they also travel abroad. So in my spare time, that's what I will be doing, is catching up on all of my decorating videos and tours of America and abroad. There comes a time when you have to focus on something a little bit more positive, and that's what this feed is for this evening, to show you the beauty of Pullman, Washington, and Washington State University. Great neighborhoods, different size houses, flat, rancher, then to the left, it's a little bigger. Sorry about that. I'm trying to show you the different size of houses. They're all different. They're not all the same. They all don't look the same. You'll see a lot of houses built like that in certain developments where they all are the same color. They look the same, which I don't think I'd want a house that looks like everyone else's house. I think I pass on that. Because think about when you come in at night and you're looking for somebody's house and all the houses look the same, and then God forbid they're close together, it's like you're getting dizzy. I'm about getting dizzy on this tour. It's almost like I'm actually in the car with this person riding around. It's so funny. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's great content today. Yeah, cookie cutters. Yeah, I don't like them when they all look the same. I don't want my house to look like everybody else's house. Especially, like I said, I was in a development driving by one day in North Knoxville, and all the houses were made the same. And I thought, why would they make all the houses the same? It's crazy. And then, God forbid, there's no numbers visible on the house where you can see. You know, some streets will put the number at the curb. As you see these curbs here, sometimes the city will put the number, or the developer will put the number at the bottom of the curb. I don't know. Oh, they got mailboxes. That's strange. So I wonder if this is a home association place, because that was mailboxes. That's strange. Never seen that before. More boulders. He's giving us a really great tour. I like it. Thank you, Mr. Jordan, sharing your content today on a Sunday. It's still a little early, not too late. It's about 9:12 here in East Tennessee. Yeah, see, all these houses are very different. And I like the white fences. I do not like brown wooden fences for houses. Ugh, it's a no-no for me. because they just look gaudy. Now, there's a brown fence there. Well, I don't like them. I like these white ones. They're more attractive than the brown wooden fence. Like those, I don't like those type of fences. They just look cheap to me. Very beautiful. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Well, one thing about it, he knows his way around. Yeah, well, Amy, you got to be able to afford a home with character. Listen, you got to be able to afford a home with character. Hey, like they say, ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. Ain't nothing wrong with doing a little sight, looking around. PHS. That must be Pullman High School. You all are a mess. Turn this around a little bit. I think he's pulling up by Pullman High School to the right. That barrier wall, I believe, houses the high school. I mean, you can see for miles. Yeah, this is the high school. Storage sheds. They got all kind of stuff going on. I mean, it's just beautiful. And it's so clean. Oh. My bank account can afford a broom closet. Oh my God, you're crazy. Well, it's your broom closet. That's all that matters. Somebody wish they had a broom closet. Always remember that. On those days when we get frustrated about the places where we live and wish we had a bigger home or condo, there's somebody that doesn't have a place, either by his or her own choice. So just remember, there's somebody else who's like tonight, it's chilly. There's somebody on the street, homeless, no house, no car, no money, maybe his or her own choice, but still, it's a terrible way to live, not to have a place to live, you know. And like I tell people, there's nothing wrong with dreaming, wanting more for yourself. That's your right to want more. To have more. You can't take it with you anyway, so you might as well get it all while you can. And as you get older, you know, some of the things that you wanted and acquired, you possibly, you know, may not care for. It just depends on your temperament. But you know, it's time for you to start downsizing at some point as you get older, because you know your days will possibly be limited, so you don't want to have a whole lot of stuff. But then, hey, we've got some people, hey, 67 years old, they're like, I want all my stuff. I don't care. Put it in a U-Haul behind the hearse. I want my goodies. Naturally, they're not going to know where it goes anyway once you pass away, but just a little mild humor. I must say, the greenery is just, I love it. It's so pretty. Just the trees are just gorgeous. We just ride. So I guess that's the standard house across America. The split foyer house with the door in the middle. You walk up the steps to your living room, kitchen, dining. Usually it's a glass door or garden doors to your patio, porch. You come back out that kitchen, you go to the right, and that would be your bedrooms and your bathroom. Then you come back down that hall, you go down the stairs, then down another set of stairs, and that would be your basement area, which is usually fully furnished. I mean, you know, doesn't have piping or any of that. And then you can put living room furniture down there. There's usually another bedroom or two down there. And then you might have the garage, which will probably sit to the left of the house. So obviously that type of house is everywhere in America. Washington, Tennessee, New York. I guess everywhere that must have been a standard house 50 years ago. Split foyer houses. Well, at least 40 years ago. I must say it's awfully clean. He didn't take us on a tour where they throw trash on the ground, because I haven't seen anything since this video's been rolling. I haven't seen any trash thrown out. Amen. I'm sure these people who are homeowners, they wouldn't put up with it anyway. Higher living, higher taxes. I'm sure they would flip out seeing McDonald cups thrown out. God forbid they saw you do it. Oh, there's a bench. Okay, interesting. So is there public transportation going through here or something? 46,000 in population, for those who are curious, of Pullman, Washington. Another bench. Interesting. That's 2 benches I've seen so far. So now I'm wondering if there's some type of public transportation that goes through here, through this neighborhood or through the city, since they have benches at the curb. Where are you, Angie? Oh my God. Amy says crazy stuff. Bury you with your knickknacks. Girl, you ain't got no sense. Well, you got too many knickknacks. They ain't gonna put them in your casket. Angie, where do you live? You said it's you all pick up the trash. So where do you reside? Another bench. Oh, an hour drive north from Pullman in Washington State. Oh, okay. Spokane. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. It's good to have somebody from Washington in the chat. Great. So you understand what's going on here. Stadium Way. We've heard that name mentioned before. So this would probably be the downtown area, more the area of things going on. Little Caesars, Supercuts. This is possibly right near the campus. Starbucks coffee, Taco Bell. Well, there's a guy standing there, so he's possibly waiting on some type of shuttle ride. So I believe we're now in the university area of Washington State. Oh, Spokane, you have a lot more mountains? Okay. Welcome home. Sign says apartments. Still clean though. Valley Road. Very nice. The view is just, I'm just in love. I want to be somewhere where it's flat. I get tired of looking at the mountains. I've had about enough. I've seen this for a long time. I know what it looks like. As my daddy used to say when he would come to Tennessee, he'd say, hey, it'll be there when you get back. Whenever you decide to come back to visit. Tennessee will always be here. Be the same tree, the same person hanging under the tree. He used to be very animated. That's where I get a lot of my animation from. He used to say, the same people doing the same damn thing. That is so true. But some things do change. You know, some things change in the neighborhoods. What they used to do, maybe they do it at another part of the street or block. I think we're now getting closer to the campus. Washington State. Look at those trees. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. You see the flagship, so you know you're on the campus now. Very nice and neat. Lee, there's a stadium to the right. I have to move my camera around because I'm filming from the phone, so can't show all of the content on the TV. Oh, so pretty. There we go. Stadium. Yay. Wow, that's nice. Look at that. Are you in? Martin Stadium. It's nice looking. Wow. This is a nice looking place. Well, you come on by your property, honey. You can have it. I've done my time here. Queen has a receipt. She has done her time. This is a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm so glad you all decided to join me on this little tour. And it's so bright and pretty. He chose a great day to film this video, show you Pullman, Washington. Oh, you said I'm lucky to live here. Woo. Well, thank you. I guess I best try to be humble then. There's just days I want, see something else. That's why I was showing you those New Orleans, but it's too scary to live down there because just the thought of those levees breaking again, I couldn't imagine having to pack up and run up, go find somewhere to stay for a couple of days, praying that your house or home's going to be in there when you get back. That's a hell of a burden. That's a hell of a burden to carry. But that's the thing about living in flat places. That's the chance of flooding. That's just the way it is. That's anywhere in the United States where it's flat. That's the Midwest all the way to the Pacific Northwest, also East Coast. It's all the same. Down south, it gets flat. Once you start getting out of Tennessee, you're going down to Georgia, that flattens out all the way to the bottom, to Florida. So you can be in a place where it actually floods. No proper drainage, too much water. That's the scary part about living in places where it can flood. So most of the states here will flood. Hello, Esley. How are you? Good to see you, honey. You're welcome, Angie. It's gorgeous. You all can enjoy it again on your own device at another time, but I just wanted to share this with you. I found it it was in my feed this evening, and I was watching it while I was dining, and I said, oh my goodness, let me check this place out, check this video out. And I was probably about 30 minutes into it, and I thought, I'm going to share this with the chat because it is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, darling. Thank you. You all are welcome. Welcome. I love taking tours. I like watching these videos. That's probably the best thing about YouTube is that. The video tours, the house tours, neighborhood tours, people taking you around looking at different sights and sounds, establishments, architecture, because I'm a big architecture fan. And things like this actually just keep me in the best of moods. I like this type of content. It puts me in a good mood. It makes me happy. All that other negative stuff, it just gets overwhelming. So this is what I do to zone out. I watch videos of sights and sounds. And that's my goal because I am like damn near 2 years behind on all my HGTV videos. My Kimberly Capone, she's out of Canada. I watched her today and I thought, oh my God, she's cut all her hair off and her hair is grayer. That's how long it's been since I've watched her. And I felt so bad because I get notifications for her videos, but doing this YouTube thing and doing other things, I don't get to indulge in the things that I actually enjoy, which are the decorating videos and, remodels and things. So that's going to be my new hub, is to start watching my content, because I'm subscribed to a lot of YouTube channels that are about home decor, home remodeling, HGTV, things like that. And I have not watched many of those videos. So that's going to be my new thing for this year, is to catch up on sights and sounds. And of course, when you watch this video, you can see parts of the town that's older, such as like these buildings here. You can tell that they were older. They were there a long time. Older hotel. Interesting structure. Well, he's really driving today. He is riding. Got us following him around. Pullman. You're just coming into the chat or peeping in. This is Pullman, Washington. Giving you all a tour of this city, small town rather, 46,000 population. Houses Washington State University. I wonder what is the minimum wage in Washington. Minimum wage definitely has to be higher than here. The minimum wage is going to have to go up here because rent has really skyrocketed here in East Tennessee. From my understanding, rent has gone up everywhere. Nowhere for anybody to move to. It's bad, really bad. More people needing homes, apartments. And due to the fact that rent has gone up, it's probably best if you can try to get a loan to buy a house because you'll be wasting your money now paying rent. Renting an apartment or renting a house or duplex. You might as well be buying if you can, you know. 1574? What? Damn. Wow, 1574. I guess so. There's just no way you can, because the rent is so high on the West Coast. The Pacific Northwest is very expensive. Expensive. Washington, Oregon, California. Everybody knows this. It's a very expensive state. California, New York, Florida, Connecticut. Most expensive places to live in the United States. And Connecticut is one of the richest states. And you know, Connecticut's not that big. It's not big like the other states. But it's one of the richest states in the union for people that did not know that. It's 725 in Idaho, so we have a lot of people drive over here to Washington for work. Oh, wow. Interesting. 725, I'm assuming that's what it is here. 725 in Idaho, yeah, smaller place, and then go over to Washington State. Damn, double. That's double. Thanks for telling me that. Thanks for sharing that. So the people will go to Washington to work. That makes sense. And then have a house or apartment in Idaho. $14,000 for one rental bedroom. North of PGH, they have to pay $14 or $15 to get workers here. Okay. Thank you, Lee. 15 isn't even a living wage here on the West Coast. Can barely get by on rent. Oh, somebody said Colorado. Okay. Thank you. Well, all of that's expensive. I'm sure each state varies. So you got Idaho, cheaper minimum wage, and then the next state over, the minimum wage is higher, just 15 minutes over. Just step your foot over to cross the street in a whole nother state. Very interesting. See, knowledge is key. This is why I watch these things and ask questions. Nothing wrong with asking questions. You can't learn anything unless you ask. As we say in the street, a closed mouth don't get fed. Exactly. Yes, cost of living less. So that makes a lot of sense. You ride over to Washington to work, make your little coins and slide your butt back on into Idaho. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. And I'm sure many people do that in all parts of the United States. Wow. You know what's crazy to me? It's that you're only expected to live so long. If you can make it to 70 today, you're doing damn well. And you look at all these people who are now 88, 100, you know what I mean? 94 years of age. They have lived. So it would be a blessing to live that long, still can see, hear, don't have dementia, don't have any ailing, debilitating diseases. You can walk, not be in a wheelchair or hover around. So you got to hustle your tail off and try to get you a house. Because that's the thing. You don't know how long you're going to live, and it takes so long to pay a house off. It used to be 30 years to pay off a mortgage. Well, the way rent is, you'll be paying longer than 30 years, especially depending on when you got the house, how much the house costs. You get a house late in life like where I am, you'll probably die owing a mortgage because you don't know how long you're going to live. So you get a house at 50, you might die at 62. You still owe, you know what I mean? You still owe a note for your house. But I believe in the American dream. I believe in buying a house. Yes, it's more expensive. Things go bump in the night. You've got to pay more to fix things, you know, roofing, electrical, plumbing. It's not the same as living in an apartment. Your landlord fixes those things allegedly. But there's still nothing like coming home to a house, especially if you got a great neighborhood, great neighbors. Everyone stays in their lane, minds their business. You don't have a lot of people loitering, causing problems. Being a homeowner can be great. But then to the flip side is you can always get the wrong type of neighbor. Then you could be the bad neighbor yourself. But you understand what I'm saying. It's just nothing like having a house. And many people will tell you that. They cringe paying their mortgage and the bills, but they'll tell you they wouldn't swap living in an apartment because a lot of baggage comes with living in an apartment. You're living around different people, different attitudes, dispositions. A lot of times when people live in homes, they know to stay in their lane, you know, try to be respectful of others, you know, try. Some people do at least. And people tend to care more about their neighborhoods, their land when they own. Some, not all, but some. A lot of people that live in apartments, they don't give a damn because it's like, it ain't mine. Who gives a damn? I do what I want to do. I want to let the dog pee and boo-boo outside the door on the steps. Who cares? Now, mind you, they got to step on it, you know what I mean, to get to their apartment, but they don't care. They don't care. It's just the mentality. The world we live in, the mentality is baffling. But like I said, you can still have bad neighbors in a home, in a residential area, homeowners. They don't keep the yard clean, don't keep the property clean, keep it hoarded up, don't poop or scoop. I drive to Idaho to fill up my gas. Oh, it's a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Well, I know in Chicago, people that live far south in Chicago, they cross over to Indiana to get their gas. So that's nothing new. Many people cross over to get their gas. So people in far south Chicago, south side, they cross over into Indiana to get their gas. So it makes sense. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful tour. Beautiful town. This is a beautiful town. I almost make my eyes water under the circumstances of, you know, all the stuff that's gone on recently. But this is a beautiful town. That's why I wanted to show you all this video, to show you the beauty of Pullman, Washington. The next video I'm going to show you, I'll probably try to do one tomorrow. We'll do one for Moscow, Idaho. Because people need to see the positive side of living in certain places besides the negative things that have been transpiring lately in those said places. Hey, I bet ain't nobody borrowing no sugar in none of these neighborhoods. What y'all say? You think anybody in these neighborhoods are asking for sugar or flour? I'm just asking. Oh, God, he got that big old fence. Well, I guess all these neighbors got some fences. They got a brown-looking fence. That's a different one. Here comes a white fence. That's when they look gaudy with those fences. But I get it. You want to have some privacy. But you don't have any privacy because the houses are so small. And they only give you a little bit of backyard. And I get it when you come out. You don't want people, you know, gawking at you, looking out their window. Because when you have houses this close, you don't have any privacy. Look how close the houses are. These are probably what? $600,000 houses. I'm scared to even ask. I might check out his site and see what some of these houses run. Because I know they're probably very expensive. That looks like an apartment complex. Oh, wow. Yeah, I see. They got the fences running all the way down. Now we're seeing more people. 1, 2, walking. So far on these tours, haven't seen many people out. As I said, I assume this is probably a Sunday tour. Absolutely wonderful. Oops, somebody's garbage can's out farther out. Yeah, they got those fences. Blue house, greenhouse, tan house, different types of houses. Greenhouse. Somebody's got a boat. Garage door open. No. Lower houses. Screen door. That's the first one I've seen with a screen door on it. Look at that rolling hill there. Well, Huawei Road. If I pronounced that correctly. That's an interesting word. Look at all this land. Lord have mercy. So I have to turn the camera so you can see everything. Jeepers creepers. Jordan Vorderbruggen is the realtor, in case you're in need of a home. Well, thank you for joining us, A. Charles. We already passed the high school, I thought. I saw PHS a little ways back during this tour. Now, I see some mountains in the background. That's something I haven't seen since taking this tour. It's gorgeous. 56 minutes into this video. Amen. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Trying to show you something positive today. I'm listening to a lot of negativity past 2 months. Just wanted to show something positive. Thank you, Esley. Thank you. You've been hanging with the Queen for a little while. Thank you so much, sweetheart. See those mailboxes? Is this a place where you have to pay homeowners association? I'm wondering, because I've never seen mailboxes in a residential area like that. Usually those are boxes you see when you have apartments. Well, there's a mailbox right there. I don't know. I'm getting kind of confused now. Cul-de-sac, cul-de-sac. Big circle, big circle. Well, Charles, like I told people, I didn't want to talk about anything negative in this live stream, but that's the reason why I'm playing this, is to show that there's good in everything. Is your perception. So what has happened in both towns has no bearing on the people there. They're good people everywhere. What do you mean, Tracy? What do you mean, Nancy? What happened to her? I told you we're not going to talk about anything negative, sweetheart. We'll say that for another live stream, because I don't want to get into anything about what's going on out there. I just wanted to show you all something nice today. But there's good everywhere. That's why I'm showing this video. This is what I consider what would be good about Pullman, Washington, just like anywhere. Pretty houses, nice clean streets. You don't know the people, you don't know the neighbors, you don't know what's going on inside their houses because you don't know people. But we try to look at the best in people, until we're proven wrong. So this tour is just to show you what it looks like there. If you've never been out west, I have never been out west, so the farthest I went is in the airport in Dallas a year and a half ago, flying to Louisiana, to and from. Fly back home, I went through Dallas from New Orleans. This is a gorgeous place. See, bus stop. Got a bus stop over there. I like seeing that. bus stops, because everybody doesn't drive. You know, a lot of young people still, don't have driver licenses or cars, so people need to be able to get around. So I'm going to dig a little into the Pullman transportation system. Yes, I would love to go out west. Oh my goodness. My birthday is Sunday, so I don't see me flying out west this weekend, but I plan to go out to the Pacific Northwest one day, get all my ducats in a row. I'm going to fly out and enjoy myself. The what, honey? Oh, no, that's okay. Well, everything has a duration, Tracy. Highway 270. No, I thought you was talking about Nancy Grace. That's where you threw me off. I was going to say, my God, what happened to her? Look at those trees. Just gorgeous. He's sitting, he's waiting across the street. This is like a dangerous road. Especially when it's got 2-lane highway. Yeah, that's dangerous. I know about those. We have a lot of roads like that here in Tennessee. They actually need stoplights. A stop sign probably wouldn't be good enough. All right, he's trekking down the highway. Oh, there is Pullman transit system for public transportation. Yeah, I thought it was because I was looking at those see, there's a bus stop, but I was looking at the benches before I saw the bus bubbles. So that's why I was asking, because I know that Pullman University, Washington State has this shuttle that travels around to the different locations and schools. I did know about that because I brought you content on that. That it has shuttles that go from Pullman to Moscow to Idaho University. But that's nice to know that they have a transportation of 46,000. I'm thinking of some small towns right outside of Knoxville, and they don't have bus stops. They've got a transit company that you have to make appointments through, 2 to 3 days in advance. But there's no sitting at a bus stop in the little small towns outside of Knoxville. Now, Knoxville has public transit. Oh, we now finally get to see some kids playing. Finally, some kids out. First time seeing some kids out. Charles, stop it. I didn't know if you was being serious at first when you said you passed my brother's house, because I have a lot of kooky people that come in the chat. So I was like, okay. This is a wonderful place. Look at the trees. Oh, trees. I'm just in love. I'm not for hiking and that type of adventure, but I love nature. I love flower beds, bushes, trees, because it helps the scenery. Imagine having a house or neighborhood or apartment complex with no trees. Now look at that big tree there. Oh, he's a whopper. What'd you say, Angie? Oh, you took your message down? Some great places to eat on Grand Avenue, especially if you like Asian food. Yes, I do, Charles. Thanks for telling me. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, this is nice. Really, really nice. This video should probably be coming to an end here shortly, because I think it's just a little over an hour. Jordan Vorderbruggen. Hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Yes, one of the houses, one of the neighborhoods had like a steep hill. The one that was across from the elementary school, they had the newer development. That hill was kind of steep going up in there. How can you drive through this beautiful scenery of God's blessings to us and go do something so evil? Well, it happens, dear. That's why I'm showing this content. It's so we don't focus on the negative today. We're just going to focus on the positive. Look at those hills. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Okay. Charles says Rolling Hills WSU is a land grant. Land grant. Okay. Thank you for that. Because I didn't want to mess it up by saying, which state was a wheat state. I couldn't remember if it was Idaho or Washington, because, with all the stuff we've been talking about lately. But I can see the wheat. That's been mentioned a lot due to certain stuff that's been, coming out from out that way about it being a wheat state, which is what? Idaho. Woo! Look at that buddy right there. Let me go back. That house right there. Oh my God, wait a minute. We gotta look at this house right here. Spokane, okay. I want to look at this big old blue house coming up here. Now these houses look a little bit different. Look at this bad boy coming up here. Ooh, mama, shut your mouth. Look at that. Look at that there. Golly, count the windows at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jeepers creepers. Gee, golly. Somebody's living good. Hey, you think anybody's borrowing sugar out here in this neighborhood? I'm just asking. A little mild humor. Just a little. Oh, Mike Leach's old house? Okay. I have to swivel my camera because I want you to miss all of the neighborhood. It's a lot to look at. Well, I think it's going to be ending here shortly. Now look at that background back there. Oh my goodness. Woo, wheat indeed. And I am a wheat lover. I do like wheat bread, honey wheat. I try not to eat white bread. Of course, from looking at me, you can't tell, but I try not to eat the white bread. It sticks to the roof of your mouth. I don't know why. It's horrible. Terraview Drive and Grand Avenue. For those who are familiar with this area, welcome to the Vault. Taking a tour of Pullman, Washington, and Washington State University. Just a little positive reinforcement for your week. SEL, Schweitzer Engineering. Interesting. Apartment complexes. Terraview. Oh, it's a lot to look at, I tell you. He took a nice drive, I must admit. But I like it better during this season. I don't know what month this is, or which month this is that he did this tour, but it's, as you can see, it's warmer. Trees are in full bloom. Very nice. Well, that guy's walking, and where is he going? Apartment complexes. Three floors. Wow, wow. So white bread don't stay. I know I don't like it sticking to the roof of my mouth. Of course, naturally, when we were children, we grew up on white bread. I did anyway. I didn't start eating wheat bread till I became an adult. Okay, summertime, yeah. Yummy. Like a storage facility. A lot of apartments. 46,000 people. Got a lot of apartments. I mean, like, street. This is a nice sized street to have this many apartments. Because a lot of places you go, they just don't have apartment for apartment for apartment for apartment. It's kind of like broke up apartments, houses. But as you see, more over there. Interesting. But I'm sure it's a growing community with having the students there that need a place to live, that don't want to live on campus. And then, too, you have to consider the grad students. So you have to build more housing. And then I'm sure some housing will be affiliated with the university, Washington State. Oh, red clay dirt. More apartments. Oh, Military Hill. Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Charles. Hey, Charles. I don't know if you're a guy or a female, hey, Charles, but thank you for joining us. Look at all of that. Wheat. Oh, my goodness. I'll never think of wheat the same, I guess, after this. Yes. Well, it's no problem. Some people think I'm a little rough around the edges, but I got a good side. This is just one of those days where I just don't want to dwell on anything negative. This is gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. Make me want to get on an airplane. I think we're going to do a tour. Let's do a tour tomorrow of Vancouver. I told myself I had made a list before I went live of the places I'm going to tour. Again, I'm going to look at some more videos for Louisiana, New Orleans. Then I'm going to go do one for Moscow, and then I'm going to do one for Vancouver. What'd you say, sweetie? There's our mountains in the back. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I was coming through a little while ago. Yes, Vancouver. Oh, yes. I've been to Canada before, so I'm a Canadian fan. Anybody that follows my content knows I love the Brits. British Columbia is where I want to do a tour of. But Vancouver, Washington, it's fine too. Yes, British Columbia, definitely. I like the buildings. Don't ask me why, but I do. But I've been to Canada many moons ago, 21 years ago. Was it 21? Let's see. 20. I went in 02, so that would have been 20 years ago last year. So 21 years ago, February, I traveled to Toronto. I stayed there for like 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was cold as hell. I said, well, I know where Chicago gets its wind from, because that air coming out of that air in Toronto, it was like little knives sticking at you. Like somebody was literally, cutting it. It's just ridiculous. It's not cold, it's freezing. We've got 2 Pacific Northwesterners out here. We've got Angie and A. Charles in the chat. Yes, we all have a Beverly in us. That's true, Tracy. People get crunk. You'd be surprised the people that get crunk. Everybody don't stay the same all the time. You have to let loose every now and again. It's when you do it too much, that's when it's a problem. There are the mountains in the background that Angie has been speaking of. Boy, this is absolutely, now this is when it gets barren. My mind starts to wander to other crazy nonsense. Born there, lived 7 Mile, graduated from North Central. Okay. Hey, Charles, are you a female or a male? Pullman, Moscow, Idaho Airport. Let's take a look. Airport. This is the airport, everybody. Male. Okay. Thank you, A. Charles. This is the airport for those that want to fly in, fly out. I've brought you all information pertaining to the demographics of Idaho and Washington State, how the transit system worked for the shuttle from the universities to one another. Here is their little small airport, which is great. To know that people can travel in and out. And I also brought you information how far the other cities are in Washington State, such as Spokane, Seattle. You have to check my earlier videos on that. This is Airport Road and Terraview Drive, for those that are curious. Okay, sorry about that. This is nice. Knowledge is key. I ran the ROTC Department 905 Joint Campus for the Air Force at WSU and U back in the day. Oh, wonderful. This is so peaceful. Make me want to pack my bags. I'll wait till it warms up. Then I'll maybe take a tour out west. I hate to even check to see how much a flight would be to go out west right now. I don't know if it'd be cheaper now to fly or what. Hello, Dixie. Thanks for joining us, sweetheart. Oh, it snowed yesterday? Okay, hon. Yeah, we're supposed to get a little snow here. Hope you all are enjoying the ride. It should be coming to an end here shortly. Okay, Dixie. Pullman Moscow Highway. Moscow to the left, Pullman to the right. Pulling into Pullman. So I'm sure this is the infamous highway that's been discussed for a certain subject. While you're watching this, I know many of you in the back of your minds are thinking what I wanted you to be focusing on as well, but not speak on it. I'm sure this highway can tell a lot of tales, especially in the dark. The music is real nice to this video, but I didn't want to play it because, copyright claims. But when you get some free time, you can go back and watch this again. And it has some nice sounds to the video. He has played some nice music. Okay, well, it's raining. It was raining here, I think, earlier. All right, everybody. I think you just made a circle. Main Street and Bishop Boulevard. Everybody has a Main Street, do they not? Hello, Ann. All right. Let's follow that Mustang. This is a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. Hope you all have enjoyed this tour, Pullman, Washington. Just a little positivity. Railroad tracks, usually always a sign of the older part of town. Thank you, Charles. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. God bless you. And thanks for subbing. And also thank you for commenting, giving us a little info pertaining to Pullman. Oh, thank you, Angie. Have a wonderful week. Be careful. Bishop Boulevard. As you see, they got little bubbles where you can sit under. Place to watch movies. We got a lot going on. 46,000. Nothing like having a movie theater in your town, especially if you live in a small town. Sometimes people have to go to the neighboring town that's got a bigger population to go to the picture show. TCE, how are you, honey? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're taking a tour out west. 75 viewing, amen. Hit that thumbs up. As you see, they have public transportation, is what has been told to me by the viewers in the chat. It's a nice looking little town. Hello, Cynthia. Few people have been walking. I do believe this is a Sunday because there's not a lot of people out. And usually, smaller towns, the traffic is less on Sundays. So I think he did this tour on Sunday. See the way those buildings are made? They're doing buildings like that here at the banks. The very modern looking structures. Harvest Drive. A little bit of everything. Starbucks. Always a Starbucks, is it not? Car wash. More shopping. Safeway. Get your groceries. See, we learned something new today. Nice, quaint little town. Bringing you the beauty out of Pullman, Washington, despite all the negativity that's been happening. Grand Avenue, Bishop Avenue. All right. Jordan Vorderbrugger. Please check out his content. And if you decide you want to buy a home, check out his content. I want to thank you all for joining me. Please stay safe this week. God bless. I love you. When I get more content that I feel I want to discuss, anything new, any more tours, I will bring it to this network. Like, share, subscribe to all platforms. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $DeGanji, 129 Cash App, all stickers and chats, and welcome to the live stream. Thank you for the donations and the stickers. I just wanted to share something positive pertaining to this. I don't want to show his face. Pertaining to Pullman, Washington, under the circumstances. A lot of negativity has come out of the Pacific Northwest of Washington and Idaho. And I wanted to show something positive pertaining to Pullman, Washington, and Washington State. Feel free to go back to the beginning of this live stream for the tour and the content and commentary, and also watch it on your own, and you can listen to the music that plays along with the video. I only wanted positive commentary during the live stream for the obvious reasons. A lot of negativity has come out of these places, so I wanted to share something positive and take a tour so we could just see what it looks like there in Pullman. Very clean looking town. I didn't see any trash anywhere. Wasn't a lot of people out. As I said, he probably did this driving tour on a Sunday when there was less traffic out, but a very nice, quaint town that houses Washington State University. That I also showed you briefly their small airport. Very productive looking little place. Very productive. So there's some good in the world. Always remember that. Be it Washington, Idaho, New York, California, despite all the negative things we hear on TV, news, there's some good in the world. And those are the things that we need to focus on. I want to thank you so much for joining me. You all have been listening to The Vault. Thank you for your time.